What if I told you the mirror you trust every single day is lying to you? Every morning, you look into a mirror and believe that what you see is real. You adjust your hair, fix your face, and walk away thinking that's exactly how the world sees you. But that is not true. The person you see in the mirror is not your real face. It's a reversed version. When you raise your right hand, your reflection raises its left. Your face is flipped horizontally, and yet your brain accepts it as normal. Over time, you become comfortable with this version of yourself. And that creates a problem. Because when you see a photo of yourself, it feels wrong, unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. That's because photos show your real face, the one everyone else sees, and your brain rejects it. This is called the mirror exposure effect. Your brain prefers what it sees more often. Since you see your mirror reflection every day, it becomes your normal. So when reality shows up, it feels strange. Now ask yourself something. If you have never seen your real face the way others do, then how well do you actually know yourself? Now, here's something even more disturbing. Your brain is not just observing your reflection, it is editing it. Every time you look in the mirror, your brain is making tiny adjustments. It smooths your skin, balances your face, and removes imperfections without you even noticing. In simple terms, your brain lies to you. It creates a version of yourself that feels comfortable. That is why sometimes you look in the mirror and feel confident. But in photos, you feel completely different. Because the camera doesn't care about your feelings. It shows the truth. This difference can actually affect your self-image. Some people become insecure just because they are comparing two different versions of themselves, one edited by their brain and one captured by reality. And the scary part is, you don't even realize it's happening. Let's talk about something most people misunderstand. Mirrors do not actually reverse left and right. They reflect exactly what is in front of them. The confusion comes from your brain. When you look at your reflection, your mind imagines another person facing you, so it mentally flips the image to match that perspective. That's why it feels reversed. But in reality, nothing is being flipped. The mirror is just reflecting light exactly as it hits the surface. And this small misunderstanding shows something bigger. Your perception of reality is not always accurate. Your brain is constantly interpreting, adjusting, and sometimes even distorting what you see. So the next time you look into a mirror, remember this. You are not seeing reality. You are seeing your brain's version of it. Now try something simple. Go to a mirror and look directly into your own eyes. It feels like you are making eye contact with yourself, but you are not. Because what you are seeing is just light bouncing off a surface. You are not actually looking at yourself. You are looking at a reflection of light patterns. This creates a strange psychological effect. Your brain tries to treat the reflection as another person, but at the same time, it knows it is you. This confusion creates a subtle discomfort. That's why staring at yourself for too long feels weird, almost unnatural, because deep down, your brain knows something isn't right. Now things start to get really strange. There's a real experiment where people stare at themselves in a mirror in low light for a few minutes, and something shocking happens. Their face begins to change. Features start to distort. Expressions shift. Some people even report seeing completely different faces. This is called the strange face illusion. It happens because your brain is trying to make sense of incomplete visual information. When details are missing, your brain fills the gaps. But sometimes, it fills them incorrectly, and that creates illusions that feel real. Mirrors can also change how you feel about yourself. Studies show that the more time you spend looking in the mirror, the more critical you become. You start noticing flaws that were never a problem before. Tiny details become big issues. And over time, this can affect your confidence, because your brain starts focusing only on imperfections instead of the full picture. That's why people who constantly check mirrors often feel less satisfied with their appearance. It's not because they look worse. It's because they are overanalyzing themselves. Here's something even deeper. Mirrors can influence your behavior. When you see yourself, you become more self-aware. You start judging your actions more carefully. That's why mirrors are often used in gyms, stores, and even interrogation rooms. Because when people see themselves, they behave differently, more controlled, more conscious, almost like they are being watched, even if they are alone. Mirrors also play a role in how you recognize yourself. Babies do not recognize themselves in mirrors at first. It takes time for the brain to understand that the reflection is actually you. This is called self-recognition, and not all animals can do it. Only a few species can recognize themselves in a mirror, which shows something important. Your ability to understand your reflection is not automatic. It is learned. Now think about this. If your brain can misunderstand reflections, if it can edit your appearance, if it can create illusions, then how much of what you see is actually real? Your senses are not perfect. They are interpretations. Your brain is constantly trying to make sense of the world, and sometimes it gets it wrong. So the next time you look into a mirror, don't just see your reflection. Think about what is really happening. Light is bouncing. Your brain is interpreting. Your perception is shaping reality. And what you see is not always the truth. Because in the end, the mirror is not the one lying. Your brain is.